Good morning, I'm James Hill.
And I'm Alexandra Clements. Spring is still a week away, but the weather is finally warming up, James.
Yeah, Alex, forget orange is the new black, 40 is the new 90. This weather has been ridiculous. Megan, please tell us there's going to be some more warm weather around campus this week.
Well, James, we're going to have some good weather and some bad weather. We're going to have a couple of sunny days. On Monday, we're going to have a high of 59, low of 41. On Tuesday, get your umbrellas out, because they're going to have a rainy day, high of 48, low of 19. Wednesday, sunny day, high of 50, low of 30. Thursday, sunny with a high of 52, low of 28. Friday, Saturday, rainy with a high of 40s and a low about 31 and 26, And then on Sunday, we're going to have a bit of clouds. We're going to have some sun, but it's going to be a pretty nice day with a high of 50 and a low of 31. I'm tossing it back to James and Alex at the couch.
Thanks, Megan. Point Park Humanities and Human Services professor Sean Martin took his students on a very different field trip. Martin began volunteering as a civilian instructor with the 303rd Psychological Operations Company last year when one of his students, Ryan Vickers, an active drilling member of the company, realized how valuable the coursework would be to his fellow soldiers. Students participating engaged in a training exercise that allowed them to use some of the knowledge they gained from Martin's Psychological Operations and Misinformation course. As part of the exercise, students participated in different humanitarian scenarios that were developed by Martin and enacted with the soldiers, such as setting up vaccination stations, introducing clean water to contaminated areas, and cooperating with local leaders to establish a good connection. According to Operations Officer Captain Michael Schwill, plans are being looked into to continue to expand opportunities between the company and Point Park.
And the USG has approved a new student community service club called Pay It Forward. Pay It Forward is a group which will focus on community service jobs in and around the city. Founders freshman Patty Sorge, a criminal justice major, and Mackenzie Sergey, a mass communications major, plan to differ their club from others on campus by focusing more of their attention on Pittsburgh and not just Point Park. Some of the activities the group is planning on doing starting in the fall, including tree planting and visits to animal shelters and nursing homes. Sorge and Serge are very excited about starting this new venture and hope that the word will spread that they can gain a lot of substantial members for next semester.
9 students are working with Pizza Hut as part of Bob O'Gara's IMC Capstone Ad Competition course. Pizza Hut is this year's sponsor for the National Student Advertising Competition, in which the students are challenged to build a 27-page book and a presentation to help improve Pizza Hut's online and mobile ordering. Some ideas the group will be presenting are app incentives, textbook discounts, and a pop-up pizza truck. The campaign will be presented to a panel of judges at the competition that is being held mid-April in New York City. The winners of the competition will be sent to Las Vegas for the final round. Pizza Hut will choose the final winner and put the concept into effect the following season. The students continue to work very hard on their idea so that they can see it be put into action.
We might be around the corner, but Alex, students, they are already thinking of fall, believe it or not.
Reporter Jessica O'Shell has advice on how you can sign up without stressing out.
Only 7 more weeks are left for students here at Point Park University, which means registration is coming for all students. I took a look at how students can register and what to expect for the upcoming fall semester. For many students, registration is something they don't even think twice about, while other students stress over it more than the classes themselves.
You just do the process again, and before you know it, you're ready to go for classes, and things are all taken care of. Essentially, I think it's pretty convenient personally,
Point Park has done a lot over the past few semesters to ease the students' pain.
You can now go through Point Web and register for your classes online.
Program courses are always available online for students to reference and print out if they already know what classes they need. But if students need some help, advisors are available to help with any questions.
Student advisors can be found on floors 9 and 10 of Thayer Hall.
After meeting with your advisor and narrowing down your selections, the rest is up to you. All you have left to do is visit Point Web, enter your Point Park ID and password. Select Students from the drop-down menu, click on Course Information, and choose Register, and pick your classes. And just like that, your courses have been selected.
Once you submit your ideal schedule, your advisor will have one last look, make any needed changes, and then approve it.
Or I could look at 205, which is marketing, if you're more interested in that.
Registration has already started for those in the honors program. Seniors can start registering on Monday, March 17th. Reporting for Point News, I'm Jessica O'Shell.
James, I'm glad now that we're graduating, we don't have to do that anymore. But it does look easier now.
Well, of course, just like everything in Point Park, things get easier when we leave, whether it be playhouses or even registering. Now let's send it over to the desk for a look at what's happening across the country.
Thanks, James. Last Tuesday, former First Lady and former Secretary of State and potential 2016 presidential candidate Hillary Clinton held a news conference after giving a speech to the United Nations on women's economic status. In her news conference, Clinton discussed and defended why she used a private email account while serving as Secretary of State. Clinton first stated that the server was installed for her husband, former President Bill Clinton's use, and it was located on their property. Clinton also stated that she opted for convenience and did not want to carry around 2 mobile devices, so she chose to carry just 1 around. She turned over a little more than 30,000 emails to the State Department out of about 60,000. The other 30,000 emails were personal emails that Clinton had deleted. Those deleted emails ranged from wedding plans for her daughter Chelsea and funeral arrangements for her mother and yoga routines. The University of Oklahoma continues to investigate the actions of the members of the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity regarding a racist chant that was said by a few of its members, which was captured on camera. The Sigma Alpha Epsilon National Organization closed the chapter at the school and suspended the members from the national organization. School President David Boren ordered members to have their belongings cleared out of their house. Boren called members of the fraternity who chanted the racist chant disgraceful. Some of the members issued apologies to the school and the African American community, but still could be expelled when all the information from the investigation is uncovered. And finally, Apple has finally revealed its new Apple Watch. This is the first new device Apple has released since the iPad in 2010. Apple revealed the device at its Spring Forward event in San Francisco on March 9th. The Apple Watch is supposed to do it all. You can make calls, send messages, check the weather, check your social media accounts like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and of course, you can use it to tell time. It is expected to have thousands of apps that can be downloaded too. You can begin to pre-order the watch on April 10th, and they will start to sell on April 24th. Prices can range from $400 to $1,000, and the Apple Watch Edition ranges from $10,000 to $17,000. Well, that's all that's happening around in the country. Now let's send it back to the couch with James and Al.
Thanks, Blaine. After the break, we'll sit down with Jesse Mader and DJ Climax from Jesse Mader and the Urban Rock Project.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at the newest way to pay for your food. That's coming up after the break.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to.
Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single?
Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians. No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
Welcome back. Today we are joined by Jesse Mader and Bobby Kramer, aka DJ Climax of Jesse Mader and the Urban Rock Project. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
So how long have you and the band been together?
Actually, we officially as a band, we've been together probably about 2 years, a little over 2 years. But it evolved from my solo career as an MC, and I always wanted a band. And so when that all eventually came together, we started performing probably about 1.5 years ago. We've been together about 2 years, and it took about 1.5 years to find a bass player that would actually be solid and reliable. So I would say about 2.5 years we've been together, been performing locally for about 1.5 years.
Well, can you speak a little bit more about that? Like, how did you decide to go from being solo to being a band? Like, how did you go about getting new members and things like that?
Well, it was always solo, and my background is obviously in hip-hop and rock and roll. And, you know, I grew up going to a lot of rock concerts. Like Bruce Springsteen concerts was my mother, and so and I always wanted that. I wanted that energy, and I was like, I would go to hip hop shows and a lot of them, especially local ones. There weren't a lot of opportunities around here to perform. You would get turned down because Pittsburgh's a classic rock town. It's a rock and roll town. So I was like, well, if I can combine what I do with hip hop and the storytelling that's possible with you know, hip hop when you really dig deep into the life of that, you know, where we come from, that is lived, and then you mix it with, you know, some rock and roll, some energy that I loved about the rock shows, then you could really make something happen that may not have really been tapped into before. So that's what I always wanted since I started when I was 12 years old, started writing songs. I always wanted a band, and I finally have it, and there's 6 of us, and we're loud. And it combines a lot of different elements, especially with Climax, you know, doing the scratching. Everything's authentic. All the stories are real, and it just combines the lyricism of the hip hop we grew up, the golden era of the '90s that I grew up in.
That was a good
with the best hip hop that was ever created. And will never be. You can never recreate that. But you could take the elements of that with the rock and roll and the pop that we grew up listening to from the '80s and '90s, and you mix it all together in one giant pop, and you get urban rock. And that's where we've come to.
I gotta say, like, I really agree, because, you know, it's Pittsburgh, I think a lot of people don't forget, it really is a blue-collar town.
It is.
The deep depths of it. Yeah. And the people that really live here, that was, you know, the music of their era. So it's really cool that you're being able to combine, you know, what we grow up with now and what they did in the past.
Right, yeah. So with how many band members that you have 6 band members, is it hard to coordinate and get along all the time?
You could take that one. Yeah.
Definitely it is. We practice, I think, 2 times a week, and it's hard to just get everybody together because we all have jobs. Like, you may not know this, but I'm also a police officer for the city.
Wow.
So, you know, my schedule's completely different than everybody else's. So we got to fit around my schedule to practice, especially when we have multiple shows coming up. You know, it's very hard. And then there's 6 of us, so just imagine 6 different schedules trying to find 2 nights a week to get
I can't get
practice.
my family to have dinner at the same time, nevertheless a band.
Do you all get along, though? Like, you're all friends and everything?
Yeah, did you, like, know each other before, or did you meet when you expanded to the whole band thing?
I knew him my whole life. He's like my brother, so, you know, we don't have a problem. The other 4...
Actually, our keyboard player is my longtime producer. Okay. He's been producing me for about 15 years, and his name is Chris Longo, Mindbender, and he's been producing hip hop in Pittsburgh. He's probably one of the, if not the top hip hop producer in Pittsburgh. You say his name in any circle, they'll know right who he is, and so he plays synth and keys. Then our drummer was a friend of our former bass player, Chris, who I've known. Friend of the family a long time. So it's always like a friend of a family or somebody there. You know, it all kind of just linked. And then our guitar player, Jason Longo, he has a death metal band as well. And he's Chris, my producer's younger brother. He played on a lot of the records for about 10 years now. He's played on a lot of my records.
Is it like hard sharing him with another band, or do you still like figure out a way to work it out?
No, because the bands have mutual respect, and we play totally different.
Yeah,
venues.
they're kind of different sounds. Like
it's like, and I go to support his band. Those guys will come support our band. It's just like he goes from death metal to like the saddest Clapton song you could ever imagine. So he plays blues and death metal, and that's his background. We all have different backgrounds, which is crazy too. That's a cool thing about everybody brings their own flavor, and I'm not a dictator. Like, it's just like creative ideas are always welcome, and that's part of the reason we have our sound and our format. We're a dysfunctional family. We are, and I always say that because we are, but we're also grown-ups and we have, you know, lives to live. So that's why he said he's a police officer. I have a web and graphic design studio that I run. You know, we're like the village people with our real jobs.
Except modern day jobs.
Yeah, but we're realistic about it. You know, music is hard to make really good money doing it until you get to that next level, which is we're on a mission to get to. But we're blue collar guys, and that's what it is. Actually, it's funny because the way we rock is a lot of people playfully call me the Bruce Springsteen of hip hop. Oh, okay. And that's the way our shows kind of roll. It's just like high energy.
Where is your next show going to be? And I know you guys brought some shirts and stuff for us too. Let's hold one up, show it the guy, and the CD.
Actually, we can hold up that. That's the Urban Rock. That's the classic Urban Rock
Very
shirt.
nice.
Next show is March 21st, Mr. Smalls.
Yeah, Mr. Smalls. That's in Lawrenceville, right?
Millville. We're co-headlining with Real Deal, who's a good friend of mine. He's also an international battle rap MC. Very widely known on YouTube. If you look him up, you'll enjoy it. RealDealRaps.com. That's his website. He wasn't able to make it today. All right, cool. He'll be co-headlining with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I mean, that was really cool, guys. I'm looking forward to this. Thanks so much for coming with us today. Good luck on your upcoming show. And coming up after the break, we have your sports updates. Plus, we're going to see the latest celeb to fake it with Photoshop. Stay tuned.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I got a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the questions? It's always a question. It's always a... What? Where is he? Blaine. 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 Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
RG. Healthcare insurer Highmark wants to infuse an additional $175 million into the Allegheny County Health Network. The newly formed healthcare giant says it needs the cash to help pay its bills and make capital improvements to its various hospital buildings. Last year, the system posted its first profit in nearly a decade in the fourth quarter, with revenue boosted about 12%. The healthcare system was nearly bankrupt in 2013, with West Penn Hospital on the verge of closure when it was purchased by Highmark. The system also announced it was poised to record a 2015 as its first full year of profit.
Pittsburgh is one of the U.S. cities that have been selected to participate in a new program aimed at strengthening the relationships between police officers and the communities they serve. The National Initiative for Building Community Trust and Justice is a joint program between the United States Department of Justice and some private criminal justice agencies. The Justice Department says the goal of the program is to combat and reduce distrust and mend bonds in communities. Other cities included in the $4.5 million program are Fort Worth, Stockton, Birmingham, and Minneapolis.
And the Civic Arena saga may finally be coming to an end. We've watched the drama over the redevelopment of the 28-acre former location of the arena play out all winter long. After threats ranging from lawsuits to U.S. Steel leaving the city, today the Pittsburgh Allegheny County Sports and Exposition Authority Board gave preliminary approval for the construction of U.S. Steel's new headquarters on the site. The board voted 5-0 in favor of the 285,000 square foot facility. U.S. Steel's lease in their iconic tower on Grant Street expires in 2017.
A new app is letting people dine and then dash, but don't worry, James, they're still paying the bill.
You see, the difference is instead of waiting around for the check, you can pay when you're ready. Sierra Tuff, she has the story.
It's a server's worst nightmare, a customer getting up without paying their bill, but a new app, Dash, may just change that for the better. The Dash app is a simple way to pay your bill at a restaurant or bar. The developer's goal is to make the dining experience more enjoyable for both the waitstaff and the customers.
So if you're out to eat at a restaurant with a group of friends, you don't have to worry about flagging down your server and requesting the check. If you're with a group of people, you don't have to worry about handing over a number of credit cards. All of that payment experience happens right within the mobile app.
Feel and Fuddle in Oakland is the first Pittsburgh restaurant to use the Dash app.
It's easier for us to have our table pay as we're doing other things. In a server's life, 30 seconds means a whole world to us. So it gives us an extra bit of time to get some stuff done, and it's not like we're rushing to get them out of here if they're in a hurry or anything like that.
Here's how Dash works. Enable location services on your smartphone. This will allow you to check in at nearby restaurants. Then enter your credit card information and let your server know that you're paying with Dash. And that's it. Hit the Pay Now button and then your bill is paid. Dash is primarily used in bigger cities like New York City and Chicago, but Jones has high hopes when it comes to expanding.
We are launching DC, Atlanta, and San Francisco in the coming months. And in addition to that, we are pushing to be in 100 college markets by the end of the year.
Jones hopes to have Dash in the majority of restaurants and bars in the Oakland area by the start of the next school year. Reporting for Point News, I'm Sierra Tufts.
Even during the offseason, the NFL is making major headlines. This time, the focus is on the players and their performance on the field. Last Tuesday started the new year for the NFL, and with that, the beginning of free agency. While leading up to that, players and teams could discuss terms, no official contracts could be signed or trades completed. Once the clock hit 4 p.m., that all changed, with a flurry of trades and free agent signings being completed within the first hour of free agency. The biggest free agent contract goes to defensive lineman Ndamukong Suh, who signed a 6-year, $114 million contract with the Miami Dolphins. The deal makes Suh the highest paid defensive player in the league. Biggest trade so far would have to go to the quarterback swap between Philadelphia and St. Louis. The St. Louis Rams sent injury-plagued quarterback Sam Bradford to the Eagles in exchange for Nick Foles, who was the starter in Philadelphia. The biggest winner so far, the Indianapolis Colts, who signed longtime San Francisco 49ers running back Frank Gore and Gore's former teammate at the University of Miami, wide receiver Andre Johnson. And let the madness officially begin. Last night, the NCAA released their full 68-team bracket for the NCAA tournament. The action begins tomorrow night with the first 4 games taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday in Dayton, Ohio. The rest of the teams begin play on Thursday and Friday at 12 different sites across the country, including locally, where games will be played at Consol Energy Center on Thursday and Saturday. Of course, the end goal is to reach the Final Four, which will be taking place this year at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Lastly, the Pittsburgh Penguins had a nice break after a tough road trip on the West Coast. The Pens wrapped up their trip with a loss last night to the San Jose Sharks by a score of 2-1 in a shootout. The lone goal scored by the Pens was by captain Sidney Crosby, who had never scored a goal against the Sharks. Going into the weekend, the Pens were in 5th place in the Eastern Conference and 3rd in the Metropolitan Division, trailing the New York Rangers by 6 points. That's all I have for your sports update. Now let's send it over to Alexis Adams for your entertainment headlines.
Thanks, Trevor. Well, let's talk entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, and let us start with the Lee Daniels hit show, Empire. With one more episode left before the season finale, the drama continues to peak. Lucius is admitting to putting babies in people. They said bon voyage to Camille. Cookie and the security guard are, well, let's just say he's making her feel really, really secure. Andre has asked for a divorce from Rhonda, and Rhonda tells us how she's really from the hood. Well, I don't know what's coming next, guys. Next week, all of the Empire fans will have the chance to enjoy a 2-hour show, and this will not be one you want to miss. Will Cookie and the security guard run away? Will Hakeem release a remix to Drip Drop? Will Andre pray with Jennifer Hudson's character? 8 o'clock next week. I'll be watching. And you know what else I will be keeping a good eye on? Is Lindsay Lohan. She posted a picture and she used a little more than a filter. Girlfriend tried to switch up and slipped up. When you look at the picture at first, you see nothing. But look a little closer, honey, and you will see the door behind her got a little liposuction itself, and it's following the curve of her leg. I mean, maybe she has a special funhouse mirror none of us have. Lindsay, please leave Photoshop to photo shoots and leave everything else to Instagram. It's not that serious, boo-boo. It's just Instagram. But last and not least, you know the Big Sean lyric, I just dodged a bullet from a crazy blank? Well, that crazy blank he was referring to was Naya Rivera, and the Glee star is pregnant. She has been appearing in public with a cute little baby bump. However, when chatting about her pregnancy, I heard some interesting information. You didn't hear it from me, but she got married in the same dress she was supposed to pledge her life to Big Sean in. I mean, I'm all for saving money, but come on, girl. Did you not sing enough on Glee to afford a new dress? You didn't hear this from me either, that she got married on the date she was supposed to marry Big Sean. I'm not saying this is rumor or real. I'm just saying you didn't hear it from me. Until next time, cutie pies, now back to James and Alex.
I totes heard all that from you, Alexis. I totes heard all that from you. He said it to us. And I know Megan and Blaine, they are also really big Empire fans. So is our producer, Tyler Jeski. So we all really love that episode. So thanks for that. And stay tuned after the break when our own Tyler Jeski, the producer I just mentioned, will perform All of Me with a friend of his, Alex Ayers.
Don't go anywhere. Daybreak will be right back. Welcome back to Daybreak. We are joined by Tyler Jeski and Alex Ayers, and they're going to be performing John Legend's All of Me.
Hey, take it away, guys.
Thanks, James.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. You got my head spinning, no kidding. I can't pin you down. loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning, even when I lose and win, 'cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Oh, how many times do I have to tell you? Even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. The world is beating you down. I'm around through every morn. You're my downfall, you're my muse, my worst distraction, my rhythm and blues. I can't stop singing this ringing in my head for you. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind, 'cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning, even when I lose and win, 'cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Oh, give me all of you. Cards on my table, we're all showing cards, risking it all, though it's time. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning, even when I lose and win, 'cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you.
Wow, Tyler, what a flawless performance.
That was
You really
great,
are a man of
guys.
many talents, bud.
That was really good.
It really
Thank you.
was wonderful. And thank you so much, Alex. That was wonderful. How long have you been playing the piano for? About 12 years. 12 years, wow. It's one of those things I always wish I stayed with, but everyone has that one thing. Another special thing we got coming up, we really hope you guys will hang in to us for next week. We have a new thing coming up on UView, named in honor of everyone's favorite nighttime glasses-wearing friend, the Dale Awards. They're going to be a celebration of everything we do here at UView, a big end-of-the-year party we're having, and that is Thursday, April 9th at 9:30. Nominations are going to be announced, fingers crossed, everybody, next week here on Daybreak.
I am so excited for those. I'm going to wear just a really nice dress.
Just
you just wait.
Just
You
a really
wait.
nice?
Just a really nice.
Just a really nice.
That's it. That's it. Join us right here next week on Daybreak.
Bye, guys. Have a great morning.